The simplest way to prepare for this, besides everything else I say, is just cut the government out of your life. Cut your local and state governments out of your life. Switch over to sustainable energies. Provide your own food, water, and electricity. Move out of the cities. Get your own rural lands. Start farming. Start preparing your own food, making your own clothing, making your own things. Get 3D printers. Manufacture your own. Manufacture as much as you can on your own. Separate yourself from the government. If you're on government subsistence or something, build a business. Get 3 jobs. Do what you can to get off that subsistence, to stop being dependent on the government. Take personal responsibility for your life and separate yourself. Cut the government out of the equation. I think we should stop paying taxes. Nobody should file their taxes this year. Not a single one of us. They're misusing our money and we shouldn't give them a single cent. Just nobody. Nobody should file damn taxes. Not a single American. Make them understand they're wrong. Because, like I said, if we can't do this civilly, violence is going to be inevitable. I already think we're to the point where violence is going to be inevitable. But just preaching for violence isn't the right thing. Like, even our founding forefathers didn't want violence. They tried as much as possible to reach resolution with King George. It just wasn't possible. And I don't think this is going to be possible again because they're doing the same damn things. Taking away our right to communicate, taking away our right to bear arms, quartering troops in our streets, which is police that are not listening, like not protecting or serving. They're just doing their job and following retarded unconstitutional orders. The kicking and no knock raids, like no right to due process, just attacking people that might and arresting people that might be sick and quarantine them in New York. Like, you are taking away people's rights. You are doing the same thing that led to the American Revolution. The tree of liberty is mighty thirsty right now. It's engorged on the blood of patriots, and it might be time to slit some tyrant throats and feed them. I wish we weren't here. We shouldn't have to be here, but here we are. And we're all responsible for being here. We all allowed it to get this far. We're all responsible. I was on Twitter and Facebook until I was completely banned. I should have, as soon as they did the adpocalypse, as soon as they started being authoritarian, at the beginning with, we should have deleted these apps. We should have. I use DuckDuckGo, not Google, because Google is a piece of shit. I care more about BitChute now and Rumble now than I do YouTube, because YouTube is Google and it's a piece of crap. Amazon, I'm getting rid of that because Amazon is a piece of Jeff Bezos should be imprisoned. He should have his wealth taken and he should be in prison. I sound like a leftist right now. His wealth should be taken from him. It should be used to pay damages to the American citizens, and his company should be broken up for the monopoly it is and sold to people in pieces. Just like we did the oil companies. The way big tech and the way the government is operating right now cannot be allowed to continue. It is time to start the rebellion process. It is time to start the civil defiance portion of the rebellion process. It's time to come up with our own systems and rules. It's time to stop listening to the government and doing our own thing. It's time to stop listening to the government and prepare to defend ourselves when they get violent, because they will get violent. It's time to put these plans and these measures in place so you're better prepared when it gets worse. Because that's the only reason why people cut off communications. If people can't communicate, they can't have their voices heard, they don't have access to the same resources, and their life becomes a struggle, they're going to reach a breaking point, and violence is going to become inevitable. So it's time to prepare. Prepare your body, exercise, eat right, eat healthy, move out of the cities. I've said it all before 1,000 times. I can't say it any better than that. The government is lost into a goddamn mind, and it's time to actively unfuck this mess. They lost their legitimacy. So they're no longer government. Send an email to your police. Send an email to your mayor. Tell them that. Tell them that their government is no longer valid because they violated the Constitution. They violated their oaths. They do not have this authority. I did. My governor instituted a mandatory mask mandate. I sent him a message right away, and my local representatives, House and Senate. You guys do not have the legal authority to do this, and if you do this, it will be taken as an act of war. Flat out told them that. I'm going to end up in a gulag. They're going to be kicking down that door. I know that. I'm going to be in wave one. They're going to have to. They're not taking me alive. I'm taking some of those asses to Valhalla with me. They're going to have to choose who they want to go to Valhalla with me because I'm taking some of the asses to Valhalla with me, and they're not putting me in the gulag, but they're going to be kicking down that door. I'm going to have to fight back. I'm not going to bring the fight to them because I'm just one guy, and we should be able to do this peacefully. But it's not going to be there. I'm going to have to defend myself. I know this. I know this for a fact. I can feel it in my bones. I can feel it in my gut. I can feel it in my soul. History is repeating again. And humans don't have a good track record of not repeating historical patterns. I don't want to see this. And another reason why I think it's going to be inevitably war, because this is happening globally. It's not just us. It's happening globally. Everybody thinks civil defiance, hearts and mind craps is going to unfuck this mess, but I don't think it's going to unfuck this mess. It's too large to unfuck that way. Too fucking large. It's happening everywhere. Everyone is in on it. Every government is being manipulated by the big tech corporations. Even Angela Merkel, or I probably butchered that name, the prime minister or president of Germany, is talking about big tech companies because they have more power than the fucking elected officials in the government. Now, she's a totalitarian fascist government, and she doesn't care about free speech. She just wants that power for herself, so that she controls. But even they understand that what the tech companies and stuff are doing is utter garbage, and it can't be allowed to continue. These tech monopolies need to be burnt to the ground, fractured up, sold. The CEO and stockholders' wealth needs to be taken to paid for damages to the people of the world, and they need to be imprisoned for treason, trialed, and executed against the wall when found guilty. They've committed the highest crimes in the United States of America, and they should be punished for it. I'm just saying. But anyways, as always, I'm Doc Camo. This has been my thought of the day, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.